This third step of the article highlighting process is to find your article and cut and paste the information into the article highlighting document. So here's my article, and I'm going to say this first paragraph here is going to contain information I want. So I'm going to highlight it, and then I can right-click and I can copy, or I could hit Control-C, which would also copy, and then I'm going to have my document here at the bottom. I have article highlighting open. I'm going to go ahead and type in my text here, so I'm going to right-click, and here I'll click Paste, and my document is there. I'm not going to worry too much about the formatting because honestly I will have a link to my information. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to worry about deleting the spaces here. I'm just going to go with what I have. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm supposed to highlight evidence in this as well. So I'm going to say this date's important to what I want in my paper. So I'm going to highlight this information right here. I'm going to go into the Review tab. And where my mouse is up here is the new comment button. Now to highlight my evidence, what I do is I click in a comment and I put a number. This is my first piece of my evidence in my paper. It doesn't mean this is the first piece of evidence I'll use when I do my final, but I just need the number. Okay, then also to help myself, I'm just going to put a label for what this is. Date for when act was signed. Okay, and with that, I've given myself a mental note for why I highlighted this, which will make my paper really easy to organize. The next step of the article highlighting process is creating MLA citations. Now citations have multiple ways to be created. You have a handout which allows you to double check citations, but we're going to go the easy route, and on the library site on the left hand side here is a link to easybib.com. We're going to go here, and this page is a citation creator. Now I can enter the website or address to create my citation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to my article, and I'm going to go to the top page up here, and it has my URL, which is my website address. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to take it back to my EasyBib site. I'm going to paste that website there, and I'm going to see what the Cite This button does for me. Now the URL didn't get us the automatic citation, but what we can do, that came off of EBSCO, which is a database. So I'm going to click database, and then I'm going to pick the article. I'm just going to go article published by database because we're not quite sure what we're dealing with here, but it'll help us out. Okay, the article source type, we're going to leave that blank for now, but the article title, we're actually going to go back to our article and we'll pull it from there. Okay, our intentions and results, a look back at the adoption of Safe Families Act. We're going to take that as our title and put it into EasyBib right there. Our authors, we'll look at our article, see if we can find that. It's actually a group publication, so Center for the Study of Social Policies. I will cut that using Control-C, and I'm going to paste that into EasyBib. That would be the compiler, and then we'll go ahead and put this all in one area. And the database we got this out of, we're using EBSCOhost in, so that's what we'll put in. EBSCOhost is right here, EBSCOhost Eric if I want to be more specific. So I'm going to go to EasyBib and type in EBSCOhost Eric. Okay, and then the electronically published date I can find, and the date accessed would be today. So I'll type in that it is the 16th of November in 2010. And the URL, again, that's my web address, so let's pull that off this page here. Put that into my EasyBib document. And then to find the electronic published date, I would look here, and it says 2009, and this is back on the original EBSCO site. So I'll put that into my easy bib, and I just need the year there. And then I'll go to Create Citation. And here is what I get. And honestly, before I were to put that into my final document, I would want to double check it. I don't want all capitals for my author, so I would change that in my Word document for my MLA citation. And then the rest of it looks pretty good. I know the PDF, the URL date right here, sorry, the URL address, I know that's not required, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in because it's not too long and it seems safe. So I'm going to take this information, I'm going to put it into my article highlighting document. It says source MLA citation. I'll paste it there, and then this I'm going to fix and type it in myself. Center for the Social Study. Okay, and I'm going to double check that title because I'm typing it myself now, and it's actually Study of Social Policy. So it's a good thing I double checked, but I'm going to go in here, Center for the Study of Social Policy. Okay, and the comp is there because it's a compilation work by that group. There's my title, my search engine, EBSCO host Eric, my electronic published date, it's a web source, and here is my access date, and there's the optional URL tag. The next step to article highlighting is to create a summary of my source. So from what I've read and the information I've used, I would click here and then I would start typing. I'm not going to type because it's kind of loud on here, but we know that a summary is going to be condensing the information of the text into your own words. It says here that I'm supposed to write about 3 to 5 sentences. I would want to make sure those sentences are complete. For my benefit, a good summary would help me organize my paper, retain my thoughts in the reading process, and help me build a successful argument using these summaries or perhaps even countering one of these summaries. So I would write a 3 to 5 sentence summary of the information in the article that condenses the main ideas into a paraphrase of my own words. The end goal of the article highlighting document is that I get 5 sources with citations and summaries and entered titles into my document. This will help Mrs. Leech check against plagiarism, and it'll really help me organize my paper so that I can build a successful argument. Once I have this done, including all 5 of my sources, I'm going to click on the Windows button up here, and I'm going to make sure I save as. Now I should have this saved already on my user drive, but I'm going to be safe and make sure every time that I go down to computer, find the drive with my name on it, and then my name is up top, and then I will save it in the correct format, which is first name, last name, article highlighting. I click that to save it. I do want to replace the existing file, so I make sure my completed work goes in there. It's really important you save. You have to learn to save right, otherwise it won't work for what you're doing. Okay, if it asks you to save an additional time, do that too. Never close a box unless you know it's saved. Don't just click OK. You really need to save your work in this. Okay, my work's saved. Now to upload it, I would click on Edmodo. I want to make sure it matches the date. So actually here I would be working with the article highlighting final to turn in for the final date, because this would be what we're doing on the 18th and 19th. And then I would click the turn in box, and yours will be different than mine because it shows who's turned in. But once you're there, you would want to browse your file, and then you'll find it on your user drive. Upload that file. You can double check to make sure it's there, but anytime your picture is listed, it should also list the file with it. If I want to access that file at home to work on it, remember I can go into my library, and there I have files available that I can pull off, whether they're graded files that you get back from the teacher or your own files. You'll be able to access these at home, at the library, or at school, because Edmodo makes your files available wherever you have the internet and you can access your password.